was born to be free.
The more I use the boat in different situations, the more things I find out. Little basic things like I installed this cooker, and I didn't go for one with an oven because I'm not going to do any baking on the boat. And I bought one of these rectangular frying pans, as many people do. But this guard, which has got some adapters on to hold pots in swell, means that it doesn't fit very well. And the truth is, I know the kind of sailing I'm going to do now. I may go to France, but I'm not going to cook underway. I may be in a rolling anchorage, but I can mind the pan. I need to get rid of that. I've got another example outside I'll show you in a minute. So I don't often berth starboard side too, so it's nice to be able to get this view of San Pagita up close. She's pretty weed free under the water, not surprising because I've used her all year, but there is some kind of just staining and marks coming down the hull, and I'm not sure I'm going to take her out, maybe until the autumn. So I think I will just give that a little spray of wet and forget. The other thing I noticed is that this dam buoy, which is approaching 2 years old, yeah, it is actually 2 years old. Now we're in May. Look at it, it's split. It's not very good, is it? Never been in the water. Obviously been exposed to lots of sunshine. So that makes it pretty useless, I imagine, because if it is thrown in the water, I imagine it will fill with water in there. Plus it's a little bit oversized. If I was doing lots of offshore sailing, you might want one this big to be seen over swell. And the frame is rusting and staining. So I'm going to take that off when I get back to Chichester. Most people don't have a dam buoy, and those that do have a smaller one. So I think I'll get rid of that. There's Yarmouth Bridge. It's a very pretty morning, very still. No wind, I'm afraid. Looking out there to the mainland, quite misty. We're really only going to get a couple of knots of wind this morning, so it's not a sailing day. But it's been lovely coming to Yarmouth for the first time in San Pagita. People here are so friendly. Helped onto the dock because it's quite a... what's the word? There's loads of room, but they've packed a lot in as well. So it's a bit of a labyrinth, maybe. I've got to go left, right, left, right, left, right as I kind of back out. So that'll be fun. Lots of people fishing, lots of people already having little holidays, being a bank holiday weekend. But with no wind, I couldn't head past the Needles. I couldn't head over to Poole and Studland Bay without a very long motor and ending up a long way from home, which is why I'm going to head to Swanwick near Southampton. It'll probably be a lot of motoring today, but I might get the... well, if there's wind, I will definitely get the sails up. The sails will be ready to go up. Let's be clear about that. And this place is beautiful. Had an amazing fish and chips last night. And cooked myself a breakfast. But it's time to just do a little couple of chores, and then we'll get on our way. Thanks for following, thanks for liking, and for all the people who spoke to me saying they like the videos. Really appreciate your support. After you. Sorry? Okay, we'll go first. Thanks. Thank you.
No worries, enjoy.
Thank you. Perfect. That went well, and they're loading cars on the ferry, so I don't have to worry about him for a minute. Nice to be waved off by some people who watch the channel. Thank you for your support and your interest. Thank you. People got sails up out there. Well, I'm only seeing 5 knots of wind. Well, got 9 knots of wind on the nose, and I don't mind tacking. So let's get the mainsail up. Let's put her up full. No reefs today, and let's see if we manage to genuinely get any power from the sail. So today I just want to do a load of hand sailing. I haven't hand sailed very much, have I? If you looked at my videos, I'm always on auto tiller. Yeah, I like keeping my hands free when I'm sailing. Is this what a bum steer is? When someone gets a bum steer? Sampigeeta's getting a bum steer right now. Well, I brought you back because it's absolutely glorious. Approaching Newtown Creek. Wind is now 7.8 knots. I'm taking 60 degrees to it. I'm doing 4.5 knots over ground. But look at this. It's so still. Sun is shining. Full sail up. And it's just glorious out here. It's just glorious. I wasn't expecting it to be so good. So we're 10 knots of wind, so it's got a bit cold. You might notice I've put my couple of layers on. That breeze is quite cool, and the sun has just gone behind some clouds, so it's really nice having these lightweight clothes out in the cockpit, easy to put on. Okay, the wind is starting to drop and I want some speed, so we'll tack in. Calmly, and look at angles. Look at angles. The angles. Not bad. Angles look alright. I'm not going to have a funny tack like yesterday. Get my heads out. Underpower. Still absolutely glorious. The wind, currently 11 knots. I'm doing 5.1. The wind is cool, so I've even got leggings on now. But the sun is out, and when the sail's not shading me from the glorious sun, it feels warm. Tacking today, I was trying to use the full width of the channel, but actually there's quite a few sailing boats out, and so I'm observing rules of the road, and actually sometimes just tacking early to get away from a group of boats. I've got this guy who's quicker than me. I've been watching him for a while. He must be a modern light boat with a good skipper. So I will end up tacking, but then passing behind him when I get closer back to the shore here. He was actually very close to that boat out there a while ago when they were tacking near the mainland. And I passed very close to that boat, and I seem to be accelerating away. So I'm not the slowest sailor in the Solent, I was thinking of getting a t-shirt made with that after my slow berthing manoeuvres yesterday in Yarmouth. Slowest sailor in the Solent. But it's good. We're making good progress. Cowes is round the corner. I can already see ships traversing into Southampton, which is where I'm going. So we're making good time and having good fun. Go back to hand sailing for a bit. Brought you back because I'm not making progress. This tack is taking me back on the tack I just did, and there's too much current now coming through, so it's going to have to be engine assisted sail for a bit. Bring in the head sail, steer a better course. Yeah, the current's certainly against me. I'm at 2000 RPM and we're doing 2.3 knots through the water just as we come to that pinch point at the end of Cowes there and here. Which looks like Standsaw Point. So we'll just, I put my motoring cone up. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. There's lots of sandboats around. I want them to know that I'm motoring, and let's get into Southampton water. It looks so far away on the viewfinder, but to me it looks so close. Welcome to the River Hamble. Just going to mooch our way up the river now. Lots of sailing dinghies out having fun, but it's also just starting to rain, which was forecast. I was hoping to be able to get in before it really tips down, but I may not be that lucky. You know me, I don't mind being on a boat in the rain. Still being on a boat, it's better than being off a boat on a rain. Nicely. They're giving me Alpha 36, so I'll try and see where that is. So it's on here, so you'll hear the revs going up and down, and I might lose the engine. It's almost like only once the cylinder's firing. This could be a bit of a quick one. I think we might touch the end. Might bash the nose. Come on, baby. cylinder, it won't throttle up. Just got to get it to get me going. My radio call. Got one go to get this right, I think. I can see 36. It's a downward flow on the river. They didn't reply, but hopefully they're listening on 80. The engine's not shaking itself. I'll tell you about it when I'm more done. I made it. So as I was coming up the last bit of the Hamble, last third of a mile, I just heard the rev start dipping, and it dipped a couple of times, and I thought, that ain't right. And those problems just don't go away, do they? They don't go away. And then as I approached the marina, it really went rough. It was just ticking over. I think it was firing on one cylinder. I wouldn't rev up. I circled, put the and then they put me on a starboard in. So I did a bit of a couple of loops there and a couple of loops here, just get my line set up, and managed to come in. But then I knew the engine would just die as soon as it went to idle, and it did. So we'll have to debug that tomorrow. That'll be an interesting start to the next video. This is also really blown up. I was really struggling, and the winds blew up into a little squall. So I'll straighten the boat and get her properly ship shape. Have a chat with my dad. Probably debug the fuel system first. And I've got new fuel filters, and I haven't changed them for a year. I've got two new the primary and the secondary, so I could do that check for air leaks, that kind of thing. But obviously I'm not at home and I've got engine problems, so there's some things to solve there. But that's all part of boating, and not down about it. I made it here safely, and I got in difficult circumstances, and I kept my nerve. So got to celebrate the little things, right? Right, I do want to take a look at the engine now that I've arrived, while it's fresh. It didn't overheat and had good oil pressure, so it's not oil and it's not cooling. That leaves air and fuel, unless there's a catastrophic failure, you know, like no compression or whatever, but it's quite hard to do that. So we will debug it bit by bit. Hey, it's me again, and it's still Saturday, and the squall has gone. Sampagita is tied up really, I think, quite nicely against this finger berth, but having to use a few lines because, can you see, there's quite a strong river current going past. I also learnt a new thing today about needing to have the rudder in the right position. If I have it this way, it holds the boat against, and maybe it won't surprise you, but if it just flops to this way, then you can start to see the boat coming away, and then I'm going to step off and there won't be a finger pontoon, so it needs to be this way. But the real reason I've come back, I wonder if you can hear our beautiful engine running, ticking over. That rain has stopped ticking over beautifully at 850 RPM. Can you hear it? How's that possible? Nice bit of revving. This engine is beautiful. How's that possible? Because the engine was failing. I went to get a bucket because I wanted to do some washing down, and I noticed my fuel tap was off. My fuel tap was off. User error, my fault. I actually got my fenders ready before crossing the shipping channel, so I did it quite early, and then I got my lines ready before coming up the Hamble River, before entering the Hamble River. And as I pulled out one of the lines, I snagged on something. I thought, oh, that's odd. Thought nothing of it. I think I turned off the fuel tap when pulling a line out. Unless I'm mistaken, I'm sure I did that before entering the Hamble. I think I did the last 2 miles all the way up the Hamble with the fuel tap turned off on my tank, and I just feel so stupid. Because I opened the tap, started the engine after quite a few cranks because it was dry, and now it's running beautifully. So this is a warts and all channel, and I had all that drama mooring, and it was all my fault. I think I'm actually going to take that tap off. You know, I removed it when I did the fuel tank. I don't need to turn the tap off, and it's too much of a snag hazard. So pull 1, tap 0, I'm going to take the damn tap off and keep it, and I can always put it on for those occasions when I might want to turn the fuel off. I went and spoke to that boat that was circling and said I'm so sorry that I was desperate to come in, and they were happy actually, because they were just doing manoeuvring practicing. So sorry about the drama. I don't have an engine problem, I don't even have a fuel problem, I've got a me problem. I was an idiot, I turned the fuel off. Let me know in comments on a scale of 1 to 10 just how stupid I am. I will change my fuel filters, but I will do it in the next few weeks back in Chichester Marina, not in a visitor marina. Thanks for watching, thanks for following. Have a laugh at my expense, tell me I'm stupid, I don't mind. And I'll see you on the next video.